What if God didn't? What if I had never been blessed beyond limits? What if I was always depressed and not living? What if Squatter Campus Khaled was unwritten and all I ever had to reflect was Bob Dylan? Josiah just decided to rest and not finish. Sia wasn't up to the test and not winning.
Hey guys, welcome to our YouTube channel. This is the Moment of Clarity with Becky and guys, happy new month, by the way. I believe May is going to be a very beautiful month, a blessed month, a productive month. I mean, I'm already feeling it. Are you?
Same. Same. The vibes, the energy.
Yeah.
So far.
Yeah, guys, and we're wishing you a very blessed month. However, today we decided to do something different. And we believe that you know us, but you don't really know us. I mean, you know Marianne as the photographer, probably know Rebecca as the hairstylist. So what we're going to do is to give you guys a proper reintroduction of who really Marianne is and who really Rebecca is. So stay tuned for that, and we're just going to dive right into it. I do have questions from Mademoiselle. I have questions for her. We're just going to know. Let's find out who Marianne is actually. Mama, am I allowed to ask deeper questions?
Ask. Let's hear.
Okay, I got permission, guys. So I'm sure she has the answer. So yeah, let's go. I think first of all, I'm just gonna say what I've known about you,
Okay.
and the kind of person I think you are. Actually, I think I've known you to be since we became very close. So I think Marianne is a go-getter, guys. She is why did you give me the bombastic side? Okay, guys, no, on a serious note, I do personally feel like you're a go-getter. You're somebody that is very much focused, and the thing I like about you is that you know exactly what you want and you don't entertain rubbish. You're like, if I want sadza, I want sadza. I didn't say I want sadza Nemuriwo. I said I want sadza. That's how she is.
It's giving Zimbabwe. It's giving Zimbabwe.
But like, yeah, I feel like she really knows who she is, and she's somebody that is very much open. When she gets to know you, she allows you in her circle, and I love the fact that she just doesn't allow everybody else. I mean, around. She's very peculiar about who she keeps around, which is something I really love about you because it shows that you have boundaries. And she's very playful. Guys, forget the calm, forget the quiet. Marianne is the...
I don't know what she's talking about, guys. Please, when you see this person, when you meet this trend of mine, just let me know, because
Marianne is dramatic. She's very funny. I think I laugh a lot when I'm around her because of how she narrates her stories. She's such a storyteller, guys. She'll tell you a story that happened years ago, and the way she narrates it to you is like really crazy. But other than that, I love how God-fearing you are. And I think it has really made me or influenced me so much into bettering my relationship with God so much. Just watching how you serve God, how you're so intentional about Him. I love that about you so much. So much. And don't stop, no matter how hard it gets. Don't stop. Keep being that good Christian girl that you are. I believe it will take you far. It has taken me so far right now. And I just love the woman that you're becoming each and every day. So that's all I have to say about her. some of the things I tell her in private because you guys don't need to know. It's just between me. Yeah, just between me and her. Other than that, girl, I want you to tell me one thing. What was the turning point in your faith journey?
I think moving to Cyprus, being away from everything that I'd ever known, was that turning point for me.
So was it like in your faith journey, like?
Yeah, like, you know, when you've always known God through your parents and other people. I grew up going to church every Sunday during the week. You go to all the services, so it's not like I didn't know God. I knew God, but I didn't know God for myself. I knew the God my mom believed in, the God my dad preached about. I knew the God I would see at church. But it gets to that point where you have to know God for yourself. You start yearning to know the person that, or the being, the God that has worked in your mother's life, the God they tell testimonies about. You start yearning to have that personal encounter. So moving to Cyprus created room for me not to be covered by my mom, for me not to be covered by my parents or anyone else, because you surrounded with people that are praying for you, that shield you. So it was just being separated from everything else, and then God created an environment where I yearned and I searched for Him.
That's amazing. Wow, that is so powerful. I think I can relate on that. Growing up in a very religious household, all I knew was just school, church, home. School, church, home. That's like how I was raised. And when you step out of that household and you now are living by yourself, a lot of things change, because now it's like you have a mind of your own. So, and mommy's not watching, daddy's not watching, big sis is not watching, big bro is not watching. It's just you on your own. And I do personally feel like the same thing happened to me. I think coming to Cyprus was when I really felt like, who am I? You know, creating that identity. Who am I? At first, mine was a bit shaky because I was like not sure. I was just listening to each and everybody. But I do personally feel like when my sister left, because you know, when my sister was here, it was more like I still feel like my mom was here, because I think I'm watching me in her eyes and she'd be like, anyway, what are you doing? You know? But like, I feel like when she left, I was all by myself, and I started to like navigate life by myself. And sometimes, guys, God, like we talked about in our previous episodes, God will put you in that place where it's only you and Him, and you need to find Him. Find Him. Yes, I'm really happy coming to Cyprus gave you that turn. But like like so far, how has your relationship with God been?
I think like every relationship, there's ups and downs, and some ups are really high and some downs are really low. But I think I found God and I was so grounded in Him. But even in the seasons where I didn't want to pray, I didn't want to, like, you know, there's seasons where you go through, you're like, God, where are you? Right, in the Bible, we see David saying, God, do not turn your back on me. Like, where are you? Have you turned your back on me? And when I was going through those seasons, I didn't want to pray. I didn't want to go to church. I didn't want to do things that are good for your relationship with God. Things that help you feel better. Things that build your relationship with God. I didn't want to do all those things. But even in that, I found myself being so grounded in God that I knew where my help comes from. I knew the only thing or the only being that could help me was not a human being, but it was God Himself. Even though I felt like it was a contradiction of, I felt like God has abandoned me, but I know He's the only one that can help me. So I found myself still running back to Him.
That's amazing. Wow, that was so open of you, girl.
It's I feel like we have this tendency of creating an image of Christianity being perfect. But in those we talk about the bad seasons, we talk about that. But what do you do in the season where you feel like God is not speaking, God is not there? And for me, it was a trial of I'm alone. I hardly have any friends. I don't have anyone that I can open up and talk to. So it was the person that I trust the most, not a person, but my safety has been removed from me. And I had to go back to be like, I know this is how I'm feeling. I know this is how I'm feeling, but also I know the only thing that can help me is going back into the presence of God.
Yeah. That's deep. That's deep. And we talked about the seasons and the whole tendency that we have on Christianity.
Yeah.
It's not a perfect journey, guys. It's not a perfect journey. And I don't even think God wants us to be perfect because He knows that we are humans. Yeah. And I think the whole thing of like running back to Him and knowing that at the end of the day, He's the one that's got me. Guys, God is amazing because despite how far you run away from Him, there's always that thing deep inside that He has instilled in you, that small deep voice, that small voice that is always like, you know what? Go, come back home, baby girl. Come back home. Why are you running? And I think God looks at you and is like, why are you even running to? Are you not tired? Come home. So I really love that you shared that with us.
Okay. Talking about those seasons where you've lost all hope, I have a question for you about that. Have you ever felt disappointed with God, and how did you navigate that season?
Yeah, I did. I felt many times actually, I felt disappointed by God. But I wouldn't say I was disappointed by God because I feel like my actions led me to that situation.
Yeah.
Where now, because I was somebody that I struggle with taking accountability, I pointed it as if it's God. Oh God, you did this, you disappointed me.
Yeah.
The other thing was actually like when I came to Cyprus, I started asking God, like, why did you even bring me here? Because during that season, I was not my best. I was stressed out. I was worried. I kept on contemplating, like, why am I even here? Like, maybe I should go back home and, but then I think what made me realize was, first of all, why did I come to Cyprus, right?
Yeah.
And other than just coming to say I'm coming to school or something like that, there was something deeper. And I think it was to realize who Rebecca really is.
Yeah.
Outside my family, outside people that knew me, who really am I? So I was really placed in this position that it was time, no matter how much I was trying to run away from it, it was time for me to really identify the inner me, to find out my weaknesses, my strengths, to find out things that trigger me, just to find out habits about me, who really am I. And that journey was frustrating, and I made it seem like, God, it is you. You're the one who brought me here in the first place. So why am I going through this? Why am I suffering like this? Why are you hurting me like this? But then I think just knowing very much His word and talking to my family, it helped me realize that no, actually the things that I'm worried about right now are not really that big to God. It's something that you can just sit down with God and be like, God, please, order my steps. Like, I don't know where I'm going. I don't even know what my purpose is right now. And I really need you to come through. And one thing about this man above, guys, He comes through. Doesn't matter the time. It doesn't matter the season. It doesn't matter the month, the year. He comes through. So yeah, I think it was just talking with Him and meditating on His word, honestly. And actually, I'm not gonna try and sugarcoat it like it was that simple, because yeah, I did run away from him.
Yeah.
My lifestyle changed. I was just living life, just just wake up every morning, go about my day, didn't pray, didn't do anything. But I also feel like because I was raised up in a household where we pray
Yeah.
so much, there was always that guys, the Shona in me is coming out. I don't know why, but like there's always that voice, that whole calling. That there's just something that I feel like my parents really instilled in me. That even when I'm doing something wrong, it'll be beating me like,
Yeah.
what are you doing? So, yeah, I do feel like yeah, God was always trying to reach out to me, and I was just trying to run away until I got to a point where I had to turn back and come back to Him. So yeah.
Okay. Okay. You're dropping gems.
Ah,
You're dropping gems.
interesting. Yeah.
Here's another question. How do you incorporate prayer or Bible study into your daily routine? Life sometimes gets so busy and
So
overwhelming.
busy.
How do you maintain that routine?
Okay, so before I wasn't working,
Yeah.
I was home almost 24/7 apart from my classes. So I usually used to wake up like 3 a.m.
Mm.
And those are the days or those are the times that I usually wake up to pray. And not only that, like it was already set like 3 a.m. Sometimes I do feel like when you're very intentional about God, there's a certain period of time that He wants you to just communicate with Him. And for me, like I said, growing up, I was always raised up praying. We always had this whole thing
Yeah.
of waking up 3 a.m. to pray. So I think it was just always in me to create that times like 3 to 5 around
Yeah.
that time is the time that I would like talk to God. But now I'm really really busy. Um, and yes, I'm not going to lie. There are times I forget to pray, and I just go and do the silent prayer. Oh God, thank you very much. That's
Yeah.
it. But I do have my own time every time before bed. At least I try to have an hour or two just to read His Word, listen to a sermon, just talk to Him sometimes and everything like that. And yeah, even days like that, sometimes I do get the whole calling of waking up at 3 a.m. and still praying. Yeah, but like I still make time. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. I love that. I love that.
Yeah. And for you, madam,
Mm.
what is something people assume about you that is totally wrong?
That I'm a rude person.
Are you a
I'm
rude person?
I'm not even like people always I'm always serious when I'm outside. I'm an introvert, guys. So when I'm outside I'm always serious. I keep a straight face. I don't joke around. I don't laugh. Unless I'm with the people that I know and I'm comfortable with.
Mm-hmm.
So people are always like, oh, I thought you're actually rude. Like I thought you weren't a nice person. I just assumed that looking at you like you're just gonna be rowdy and all these things. And
Yeah.
I'm like, no, I'm actually a nice person. But that doesn't mean that I cannot speak up for myself.
Like I
If
said
you do nonsense,
before,
I'll call you out.
if she wants Sadza, she wants Sadza.
Yes.
Okay, that's how she is.
Yeah.
Apart from the whole serious talk, Marianne, because I'm not just
Yeah.
gonna ask you serious things,
Okay.
madam.
Okay.
I'm going to ask you juicy questions because I need to know the other side of you. Have you ever been in love with the wrong person?
Girl.
Yes, madam. I want to hear.
Yes, I have been.
And then,
Like, sometimes I think love is something that we don't necessarily have control over. And yes, I was in love with her. I fell, guys. It wasn't by choice. I tripped and I fell. I tripped and I fell.
Mm-hmm.
And circumstances were just not it. And it just ended there.
That's just how it ended.
That's just how
Did
it
you
ended.
feel like before before you realized that was the wrong person, did you ever feel like, oh, this is just not it? I feel like sometimes people do feel these things. Like,
Yeah,
this
like
person, there's just something about this person.
with me, it wasn't necessarily, I felt like some, like what you said. With me, I had a nagging feeling that I had to ask the person something particular.
Mm-hmm.
So it was that thing of, I'm not letting go, I'm not opening my mind or my heart to anything.
Yeah.
But there's this thing of, when you ask God to take away people that are not meant to be in your life, when you move with God, let me rather say this. When you have a relationship with God and you move with God, God will speak to you even about things that you haven't asked Him about.
Yeah, true.
There's situations where God will speak to you before you even ask Him.
Mm.
So in my mind, it hadn't gotten that deep or that, it was just, I think I like this person.
Mm.
But in that, I wasn't even thinking, I wasn't even praying about this, nothing. But God spoke to me, and I had a nagging feeling of, you need to ask this person this question. And it wasn't in a space of a short time. Like, it would come, it was a consistent thing that would come, but I was ignoring it. I was so comfortable with myself, and I wasn't thinking about it. As someone that's overthinks, but God is healing, but God is healing us. It was that thing of, I think I'm just overthinking. I didn't realize it was God. I just thought I was overthinking.
That's good. I
Yeah,
like
but
to hear
He
that.
spoke.
But He spoke. Guys, having a relationship with God is important. God will speak to you. See that boy that you love so much? He's probably not the one.
And God will protect you from
Yeah.
heartbreaks, unnecessary heartbreaks.
Yes, it's true. I think it's very important for you to pray before you enter a relationship.
Yeah.
Talking from
Girl, talking about relationships, don't think you're the only one with questions.
Please
Don't think I came prepared today. I came prepared. So, my question is, have you ever had to walk away from a relationship you wanted because God said no? Tell us. Tell us.
Yep, I had to. Guys, it was painful for me. I'm not gonna lie. But I feel like when you're growing with somebody, and you guys are growing separately, there's always one person that is growing towards growth and the other person is not. So I personally feel like, for me, when I started to be intentional with God started to reveal so many things to me, and was showing me how my relationship was not going to end, that it was not the right relationship. The person was an amazing person, I'm not gonna lie, but sometimes the people that you're with are not who God wants you to be with. Not because they are bad people, but I think it has to do with like alignment. I did feel like we're not aligned as time was going on, as we're growing. I felt like the more I was getting intentional with God, the more I was drifting further and further away from my ex-partner. So yeah, it was painful just watching the whole thing. Yeah, guys. Yeah.
Guys, did you hear that? It took her getting intentional with God to realize that she was in the wrong place with the wrong person.
It did. That's why I said, when you talk to God, sometimes these relationships that we're in they're not from God. So when you are told to leave, it's hard. It's really hard because you're so much used to this person, you're so comfortable around this person, and like you've already built your whole life around them. So it becomes so hard for you to actually just, end it and move on to the next. It's not that easy. But you gotta listen to God.
Okay.
That's it.
So, as someone that was in a relationship before, and obviously,
What's with you on relationships? Why are you asking me relationships?
Guys,
Like, what is the problem with you, Marianne? You can't ask me something else.
Love is sweet, guys. We want to know about love.
And you know, love is sweet.
Yes, she's telling us now. That's why we are asking, so that you tell us if
it's the Nigerian accent for you that just came out.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm not Nigerian. Let's correct that. I'm not Nigerian, please. Just not you see me out there and you think no. But can love alone sustain a relationship, or does shared faith really make or break it?
Love alone, I don't think can sustain a relationship.
Okay.
I don't think so. My reason would be, I feel like love is just the surface, you know.
Okay.
When it comes to a relationship, it gets deeper, guys. When you're in a relationship with somebody, you're learning their whole background. You know, you're learning their triggers, you're learning their habits, their behaviors, and they are learning yours too. And sometimes it can clash, regardless of how much you love that person. Sometimes you find yourself clashing, and especially if you're with somebody that, like, you're not from the same country, like you're like different cultures, it's sometimes it clashes. So I don't feel like it's just love that can sustain a relationship. I think it takes more of understanding. The shared faith is very, very important. Same beliefs, same morals. It can, those things are much more important, and they can sustain a relationship much longer than just love. Yeah, because there are people that have actually fallen in love with somebody, right? And they've had to let go of that person, not because that person was a bad person or that person did something, but just because that love was just not enough. There was more that was like needed, you know, from that relationship. So I don't know, guys, but yeah, that's my own opinion.
I agree with you, because most people are so fascinated by the TV, by the fantasy of romantic relationship, that they don't realize that there's compromise, there's sacrifice. You're learning to love another person with all of their flaws, all of their mistakes, everything. You have some people, it's even different cultures, different nationalities, different foods, different dressing, like every single thing. You have to now learn how a person talks, like how they carry themselves. It goes deeper than just I love you. I think I love you is the seed you plant, and you now have to water it by compromising, by sacrificing, by giving yourself more, by accepting, by seeing someone for who they truly are, and loving those flaws and those things. So I agree with what you said.
Doctor, teacher, madam. One question for you. What's one decision you'd undo if you could, and one you're glad you didn't make?
One decision I could undo. I think for me it's simple. I think not doing what I loved earlier. I've always loved photography, but I waited until it was so late. Like it's not late, but it's something that if I had started it earlier, I would be somewhere else right now. But I do believe that God's timing is perfect. Because I remember I have this friend, he's a photographer, and he was taking pictures back when we were in high school. And I used to pester this guy. Like, I used to always worry him. Like, I want to learn, I want to learn, I want to learn. But he always took me like, this girl, she's just, we were friends. So he's like, this girl, she's not serious. She's just playing around. It's just jokes. And it is until last year when I started actually pursuing my dream that he was like, wait a minute, you're actually serious about taking photography. Like, you were serious about it. It wasn't just games. So back then, had I met the right people, if I had met the right people, and if I had actually gone into that where I learned, I feel like I would have been in a completely different place than I am right now. So I think that's one thing that I regret not doing.
That's amazing.
What is the second half of the question?
One thing you're glad you didn't make.
One decision I'm glad I didn't make.
I can answer that one for you.
Okay.
You didn't give up on photography. You pursued it.
Exactly.
Regardless of the timing, she still went for it. And she's the best. Graduation is coming up, guys. Don't forget to book her. Okay? For your graduation pictures. Okay. Do you believe in soulmates?
It's tricky. It's tricky. I don't think I believe in soulmates.
Why?
Because soulmates kind of makes it sound like there's one person only out there for you. But then
So you don't believe there's one person out there for you?
Listen, what happens when you think you found the one and it doesn't work out and then you break up? Does that mean that you'll never find another person that you can love, that you can be with? That's where my thing comes from. I don't believe in soulmates. I genuinely believe that you can find love in different places. And you can find one person that you spend the rest of your life with, but because everyone's path is different, you don't know. For someone else, maybe it's not just one person, but for that time and season, they have to be with that person, and then they'll meet their wife later on in life.
Guys, you've heard her.
What do you think? Do you agree that? What do you think about soulmates?
I mean, I would say, I don't know, honestly, guys. I wouldn't want to lie. Like what you said, you meet somebody here and you feel like they're your world. Like, you, and then it doesn't work out, and then what? You go on and meet another person, and then you still feel like that person is your world again. I don't know. I don't feel like there's anything called soulmates, but like, I don't know. Yeah. I can't really put an answer to it, honestly.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. How do you take care of your mental and emotional well-being?
That's deep. Oh, this is just the new me. I don't know, but I do love this person. I do love this bubbly person because I feel like that's actually who I am. I'm always somebody that is always like fun and everything like that. So I'm very much clearing my space. I don't want anything that drains me, and also just taking care of my body. I go to the gym, and gym is therapy for me, guys. I'm really trying. It's therapeutic for me. I feel better. I feel good mentally, even emotionally. It's like I let it out and I'm lifting those weights. Yeah. And I try to eat clean just to take care of my health. Yeah.
I like that.
And I treat myself, so yeah.
James, you've already heard. She takes care of herself. If you want to come this side, you have to take care of her.
Period. What about you, babes?
I think with me, it's mostly, as you said, mostly grounded on God.
Yeah.
I've learned to cry to Him. So trust me, like, I've had a week, and I remember I was throwing a tantrum on Friday, where I came home late. I was so exhausted, and I was just throwing a tantrum. And in throwing a tantrum, I was like, God, wait, no, I'm just joking. I'm not serious, God. Like, I'm just joking. I'm just tired and I need to sleep. And even in throwing that tantrum, I was reminded of the prophet Elijah.
Yeah.
Where he was going through a season that he was tired of running away from people that wanted to kill him. And he slept and God woke him up and he fed him. he sent a bird with food. So in that, I was talking to God and I was throwing a tantrum. And I realized, yes, I'm so exhausted. Yes, there's a lot going on. But I'm also living in my answered prayers.
Yeah.
So I have that relationship with God. I think you always hear my conversations where I walk in this house like God is in here.
Yeah.
I have conversations with Him where it's like someone that's sitting or standing next to me. So in that moment, I was literally like, God, I'm joking. I'm not serious. I just need to shower. I just need to sleep. I just need a little bit of food and I'll be fine. So I think constantly venting and having a relationship with God where in my venting, in my complaining, even when I'm overwhelmed, I'm constantly talking to God. And even if I don't say it out loud, I in my mind I've already programmed myself where in my mind and in my heart I say things, I think things, and those things are aligned with God. But outside of that, I love music. I love being isolated. So I isolate myself when I feel like I'm getting overwhelmed, when I feel like life is getting too much. I tend to go back and isolate myself and listen to music, do nothing. Just sit.
It's therapeutic.
And exactly, just sit and be with myself. And sometimes it ends up being with I've entered the presence of God. Now I'm having that shift where I'm not thinking about what I have to do tomorrow. I'm not thinking about what I need to get this. I'm not thinking about all these things, but I'm just being still. Let me call it being still, being in the moment. So I love going back and isolating myself.
That's powerful. That's beautiful.
Okay. So before we go to our rapid rounds, someone asked a question, and the question was, how do you handle finances as a student? What advice would you give to a student on how to handle their finances? Would you like to answer that or should I?
I just personally feel like now we're living in a world where like everything is out there, like education wise, on how to handle your finances, right? And as a student, I just feel like knowing your priorities, what is more important, that one I think will get you sorted out. Like, yeah. So, for example, you're working and or you have parents, your parents send you some cash. I mean, you can sort out your bills as to know which one is more of a priority right now. Let's say it's your rent. You can sort out your rent and then you can go to Lost Palace and chow the remaining.
Guys, you see the self-care days.
Or you can go on Shein, guys, and order every outfit. Okay?
Guys,
that's all you have to do. That's all you have to do.
Don't be deceived. That's not what we do in this house. Do not be deceived. Guys, don't be deceived.
No, guys, but on a serious note, I just feel like setting your priorities straight and knowing what is more important, and then trying by all means to spend within your means. I feel like sometimes we get so pressured into spending beyond our means, above our means, that leaves us feeling stranded and stuff like that. So I think just knowing exactly what you need at that moment, and if you're saying, is it really important, do I really need it, then yeah, you can go for it. And also journaling, write down the things that you feel like, okay, this month I need to spend on this and this and this and that, then next month I'm gonna do this and this and that. I feel like it gives you a more clear picture of how to budget your money, and also investing and saving. And guys, go for networks, like go for networks, go for networking events, meet people that will introduce you to new opportunities. You know, you don't have to be just sitting at home and doing. Meet people, get people. If you go out there are so many people that have ideas and things that can help you build your financial status. So I do personally feel like networking, journaling, budgeting, all those things are ways that you can actually help yourself as a student. Yeah,
I like what you said, and I definitely agree about the whole budgeting at the beginning of the month.
Yeah.
I think that's something that has helped me as a student, knowing what I need to do when I get my money. So knowing I need to pay my bills,
Yeah.
and even budgeting for the entire month, it's possible.
Yeah.
So I think right now I have an idea of how much I spend on groceries. I have an idea of what expenses I have
Yeah.
that don't change from month to month.
Mm-hmm.
If you have enough money in a month, do your groceries not only for 1 month, but even extend it for 2, 3 months for things like dishwashing soap, surf, washing powder.
Yeah.
For things like rice, you can even buy for the month, not on a weekly basis. So just do your planning, and that will help you in the long run. But also don't overwhelm yourself in I need this needs to be perfect.
Yeah.
Also set aside money just for you.
Yeah, it's
Even if
important.
it's
Spoil
I'm
yourself.
buying a chocolate, I believe in taking care of yourself. One of the things that can you can also invest in is buying clothes. Let me tell you the investment of buying clothes. You don't know tomorrow where you're gonna go. Tomorrow you're gonna leave university and you want to go for job interviews. You need clothes. So start buying. You don't have to buy everything all at once. Buy pieces that you can keep in your closet in the long run, especially if you're being helped or supported by someone else when it's not out of your own pocket. Because when you're now starting work, guys, to start buying work clothes from zero is not easy. So just buy clothes little by little and shoes, things that last you long. Don't go for fashion things, but go for quality over quantity. And yeah,
Good advice, guys. You've heard it.
you've heard. Anyway,
Okay, guys. So I honestly feel like we have really tried to, dive deep. So in general, you can just say we are good girls. Can't you say that? I'm pretty sure you can say that. I have rapid fire questions just to round this episode up. Marianne, coffee or tea?
coffee,
Morning person or night owl?
night owl,
Dream vacation spot?
Italy.
Mm? Why?
I love Italy. It's small, but it's also gorgeous, and the food is good.
I just remembered something.
The Italian. You remember the Italian?
Yeah.
I remember what it was.
Actually, that's nice. That's good.
What did you watch?
It doesn't matter. It's not the only Italian you're talking to, but that was good. Don't cut that part out. Okay. Sweet or salty snacks?
Sweet.
Last thing you googled.
Rapid round questions.
Wow. Favorite drink? Coca-Cola. Guys, I must say I know Marianne too well. Yeah.
Okay. 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 My questions are gonna be a little bit different.
Why?
Cause we can't be doing coffee, Coca-Cola.
Please, girl, we've said enough.
Calm down.
God.
What's your hype song?
Yahweh, Yahweh, Yahweh. But yeah, that's so far. Currently,
Okay. If you could only eat one food for the rest of your life, what would it be?
chocolate.
Food.
I mean, food is chocolate to me. Okay, food. Salmon, salmon.
Okay. What's your go-to excuse to cancel plans?
I'm sick. I just have a headache.
Guys, if she says
I
that,
just got
now
a
we
headache.
know.
I'm so sorry. I can't.
Now we know. Um, okay. Most used word or phrase recently.
I beg.
It's so annoying.
I beg.
It's so annoying. That's my response to her saying that. Because Guys, she's not Nigerian. I don't know who corrupted her for me, but we don't like this.
Seriously? Seriously?
We don't like this. Like, I speak to enough of them.
Ito hurricane.
Yes, that's gorgeous. That's
Kaya
beautiful.
horata.
Ah,
Tata.
stop it.
Sala yan. Kaya horata.
Stop it. You said that's beautiful, not that. Not
What's
that
wrong with
fucking
you and
thing.
a bag? I'll call you a bag from now.
It's because it's not your language.
Whatever.
Why do you want to be corrupted? Okay. The last question to end our rapid round with is, what's your love language?
Because you want to date me.
I want to love you. Do you not want me to love you?
Do you want them in order or like
In
the
order,
main?
please. In order.
Okay, in order, the first one would be quality time,
Okay.
then acts of service,
Mm.
and then words of affirmation, and then yeah, the last one.
Oh, I think I've got some covered. I think I've got some covered.
Then you just have to know now. Especially when it comes to acts of service, is the first one.
But I always do acts of service, don't I?
She does, guys.
I always acts of service.
She loves
yes.
me. Oh, she loves me. So I'm not even lie about that one. She loves me.
Okay.
Anyway, guys, thank you so much for tuning in to this episode. I'm sure you had a great time. I'm sure you enjoyed actually. For those that are not watching, please go and watch this one. If you want to know a little bit about us, please go ahead and watch this episode. On that note, guys, I do want to say, or we actually, sorry, want to say thank you so much for those people that are engaging with our
Yes.
posts. Guys,
Yes.
the last episode, we had so much engagement. We really feel like a part 2 should actually come through. So stay tuned for that.
Exactly.
And please keep engaging. Share us your ideas. We love to hear them. I really enjoyed reading people's DMs on what they thought about that episode. I actually got to learn more things that I actually didn't even know when it comes to healing. So guys, we love you so much. Please don't stop. Don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to like. Don't forget to comment. We love you once again and see you in the next episode. Bye.